How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Lakers Live pregame show presented by the Ultimate Sports Show. I'm Aaron, and I'm joined by Medina. Medina, welcome back. Good to have you
Thank
back. How's it
you.
going?
It's so good to be back. As you can see, I've taken Manny's spot today.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Manny is sitting this one out today due to some technical issues, but he will be in there and be in the comments if you see him. So let's get into this game. Lakers obviously made some great moves. We got the big man playing tonight. Andre Drummond makes his Lakers debut. It's hype city right now around Laker fans, and I'm just looking for him to go out and dominate today. I expect a big game for him.
I know you were telling me this earlier, and I'm actually very surprised for his very first game with the Lakers. You'd think that he's gonna go all out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think definitely he'll have a chance of obviously he's gonna get some big minutes. That's been noted around. And Marc Gasol's now. He's been our hype guy. We know like how much we've tried to believe in him here, like the support. But obviously we know, hey, you got to do what you got to do. It's the game here, and he's accepted that. He's taken it like a champion and said, hey, like he realizes you're not playing up to par right now. We got to make some moves. This is what basketball's all about. I think he's going to handle it well. And I think, honestly, him and Montrez, they were talking about that. That's not a bad combination where Gasol can actually not have to play so much of the center. He'll play like more of the forward and let Montrez get in the paint more because at least he's more aggressive.
Yeah, he can definitely be more aggressive, drive that ball, and we've been seeing that from him for the last couple of nights. He's been our guy since LeBron and AD has sat out, since they've been injured and they've been sitting out. Montrez has definitely been stepping it up for most of the team, and I really love what I'm seeing from him. He plays with a lot of aggressiveness, and I think that's just something the Lakers really need right now because I feel like without Montrez, we're just playing soft. We're not really driving it in. We're just taking 3-point shots. So I love what he's been doing the last
Yeah.
couple of games.
Yeah, he's been great. Honestly, it's been great to see. Obviously, Lakers have won the last two games. Honestly, because of how much energy he's been bringing. I mean, this team's been banged up. They've been dealing with They've been dealing with injuries. I mean, Jared Dudley, LeBron, AD, and it's been frustrating to Laker fans, to us, to see the team go through it. But we're not the only ones. I mean, there's been a lot of other teams this year. Obviously, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
A lot of guys have been injured this year, and injuries are an unfortunate part of the game. And I think when they come back now, I think obviously in the Lakers' perspective, AD is going to come back when he does, when he's clear to. He's been advancing, progressing his conditioning to come back. But at least he's actually doesn't have to worry about getting banged up too much. It's going to be nice. Hopefully it keeps him healthy and just cruise the rest of the way through the finals is the goal. But obviously cruise through the playoffs and, obviously race to the finish line.
I agree. And yeah, Laker fans, I know we've been upset. We've had terrible luck this year, but Andre Drummond coming to our team, I feel like that's just lifted everyone's spirit up. I feel like it's giving us this new sense of hope. I mean, obviously, we're going to have hope and we're going to have faith in our team that we're going to make it to the playoffs, make it to the championship and win again. But I think Drummond coming to LA finally just gave us that little boost of confidence that we really need to be able to take on if we have to the Nuggets or the Nets or Miami Heat. I mean, all these teams that are building up now and that are actually going to be a big competition if we have to go against them. Drummond coming to our team now changes everything. And once AD's back, that's going to be a dangerous lineup. And once LeBron comes back, that's going to be an even more dangerous lineup. So
Oh yeah,
I'm excited to see that.
yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this team come back. I can't wait to see, this starting unit. I mean, when you put, when we put Schroeder out there, KCP, LeBron, Davis, and Drummond, like that's a winning team right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, it's gonna be a fun matchup more because we have a guy that can keep up with the Joker And for instance, obviously tonight, Giannis, just a guy that could go out there, get rebounds, block shots, give you points in the paint. And the most important thing I like to see is he's an old school kind of guy. Like the only shots he takes inside the paint, he doesn't really attempt threes. He's actually a great ball handler too. I mean, they've been showing out a lot of his highlights. He's a great passer, plays great off the ball, on the ball, whatever they need him to do. I think it's going to go well with the game tonight. And obviously, when you're playing against Giannis, got 28. He's averaging like 28, 29 a game. He's been doing great. I mean, Milwaukee 29-17. I mean, they're still in there. I mean, they haven't
Yeah.
quieted down at all. I mean, they're still an eye out to keep an eye out on for the East.
Oh yeah, they're still definitely a team that we need to look out for. I mean, let's not also forget about Chris Middleton and his game against the Celtics the other night. He scored
Oh yeah.
27 points, and that's someone else we're gonna have to look out for. It's not just Giannis that's our main person that we need to focus on, but also all these other players that make the Bucks the team that they are. So I feel like with Drummond there tonight, I know I have a feeling we're gonna win this game tonight. And we've been playing pretty good with just our bench players, and I just feel like having this guy on our team now, it's gonna be different. I feel like we're gonna be a little more stronger, definitely more aggressive. We need someone, like you said, that actually takes those jump shots or drives the ball in, and not just standing there shooting threes after threes. Like we don't need another player like that on our team. We have enough of those already. No hate on our Laker players.
For reals though, I mean, honestly, we get people always hating on us, and it's like, what do we do? We sat here, we won a championship last year, hence the nice shirt that I have. Finally, I've been waiting a long time to have. But we won a championship. We won it fair and square. We won the hardest one, and if anybody says, if I hear any more people call it the Mickey Mouse
Oh my god.
championship again, like I swear, it's gonna be a good discussion. So to say the least, but let's obviously get in this game tonight. They have Milwaukee Bucks. They have a few guys out: Bobby Portis, PJ Tucker, and one of their other bench guys, Rodinas Karukas. But Jeff Teague day to day, so there's a chance he could play tonight. Obviously, they know what he brings. And Milwaukee averages about 119 points a game. Their field goal percentage has been essentially the same. I mean, Lakers and Milwaukee, they both haven't been shooting the ball terrifically. But I think honestly, looking at this game, obviously they're Milwaukee's 7-3 in the last games that they've been playing. We are 6-4. I think it should be a good game either way. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to go down to the wire.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a very fun game to watch. It's going to be close. I feel like it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. And I have a feeling, even though Montrez is my guy, I have a feeling that Drummond is going to come through and help us win that game tonight.
Yeah, I think you will too. And we got a shout out from Brazil. That's awesome. Our show's
Oh,
getting out
wow.
there. How are you? We're doing great. Talking
Hey.
Lakers basketball here on the Ultimate Sports Show. Um, Good for you. Thanks for joining in as well. And
Time is
obviously,
over.
yeah, obviously, with this game tonight, I mean, I'm not too worried about it because really, I mean, we played Milwaukee before. They really didn't lose. I mean, they lost a few of their pieces. Obviously, we know Wesley switched over teams, but they didn't really lose. They still have the same identity. They pretty much have the same similar team that they had last year. I think they just been obviously Giannis being injured as well. Kind of set them off course a little bit too to start the year. I think Milwaukee's still going to be up there though. I mean, I don't see them dropping anywhere down in the standings.
Yeah, the media, I'm sorry, excuse me.
You're
I
good.
feel like the media has not been hyping them up as they were last year. They seemed like such a dangerous team, and Giannis seemed like the big scary guy that LeBron should have been afraid of. But this year, I haven't really heard that much hype about them, and maybe that's because of all these other super teams, Brooklyn. They're taking over that, and nobody really thinks about the Bucks anymore. But yeah, last year they were number one seed. This year I'm not sure. I forgot which number they are, but um, yeah, they're just not as much as a threat anymore. But I still feel like we need to watch out for their gameplay tonight because they're gonna come off strong for sure.
Yeah, Brooklyn's obviously second. Milwaukee is third, so
Third,
they're
okay.
third, and then the Hornets are right behind them in the fourth seed. So obviously the Eastern Conference completely different than the West. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
by a margins. I mean, the West is a very competitive side of the NBA right now, and I think ultimately in the end, that's what eventually they want to see. They want to see these rest of these Eastern Conference teams be irrelevant. They want to see at least 1 through 5, 1 through 6, however they want to group it. They want to see everybody being competitive, at least so it's a competitive East, competitive West, almost the same. Obviously, the West has had such a big overhaul more than the East. The East has been more of a lot of rebuilding teams this year. Um, but let's get into our keys to the game. So, Medina, what is your keys to the game? How do the Lakers get it done tonight?
Well, obviously, defense against the Bucks and no more turnovers. Let's keep it down to like 10 turnovers tonight. I want to see that from the Lakers. I don't want to see 6 turnovers in the first quarter. I feel like that's where we fall behind. And then once the other team starts outscoring us, we have such a hard time coming back from that. And then we start playing sloppy, and then we start losing the ball, and it just gets messier and messier. So I don't want to see that many turnovers tonight. So I hope they can have a better handle on the ball.
Nice. I got to go with defense. You get the shot blocker you needed. You get your younger Dwight Howard, because that's how I kind of see Drummond as a little bit more. I mean, I see him with the energy of JaVale, and I see him with the big, strong like stance of get out of my way here, let me do my thing, as a Dwight Howard. So
Yeah.
obviously, I want to see this team. I want to see them guard the paint. I want to see them just be aggressive on the defensive end and on the offensive end. I want this team. We could beat Milwaukee if you do those things. Not only the scoring is going to come, obviously, part of a game. You're not going to shoot 65% throughout the whole entire game. You're going to average probably somewhere in the 50s throughout the whole game. But I want to see both sides. The offense, the defense, transition defense. I'd love to see that whole side. Players to watch. Who are you going with tonight, Medina?
I know in the comments I was going for Gasol, but I'm going to go I have faith in Gasol, don't get me wrong. But tonight I'm going with Montrez. Manny's not here, so I'm taking over for him tonight. Montrez is my guy. He's been playing excellent, and he's been aggressive. He's been that person that we need in the paint. He's been dunking the ball. He's been playing with so much confidence, and I hope I see him drop at least 20 or more points tonight.
Yeah. I gotta go with the big man. Not necessarily Marc Gasol this time, I know, but I gotta go with the newest big man, Drummond, man. Dre, I can't call you AD. Well, I could call you AD two, but it doesn't make sense because we already got the AD. So who's ever there first. I'm going with Drummond tonight. I got him. People are gonna call me crazy here. I got him going 30 and 15. 30 points, 15 boards, and 4 blocks. Get some blocks. Go block a few of Giannis's shots. I could see that being a big contributor. He's going to block a key shot that's going to cost Milwaukee the game. So we'll see what happens. That bold predictions, but we live for that. That's the best parts about basketball.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Aaron. I hope to see. I think they're calling him Dr. Draymond, something like that. That's his nickname for the LA team now. Because I know before I was like, how are we going to call him AD when we already have an AD 2.0? No, that doesn't sound right
No.
either. So I'm gonna go with Dr. Dre. That's what I've been reading on Twitter. So
I mean, there's gonna be plenty. There's gonna be plenty of names. I mean, look, we got Dennis the Menace. We have Kuz Control. We have Caruso. We got LBJ. I mean, the LBJ has many of his nicknames. I mean, obviously,
AD
like
also the brow too. The brow.
yeah, the true. I mean, you got the brow. I mean, if he has the brow, I don't know if he has the brow. Maybe he still has it. Who knows? I know he shaved it and then he got rid of it. Then he grew it back. Then he gets rid of it again. So it's like you're gonna keep it, but you're still, no matter what, he's still the brow. I mean, he's the
He's the
brow.
brow. That's what he's
He's the
known for most.
He's the brow. I mean, people are calling him mini goat. I mean, people, obviously, there's only one guy that's gonna have the most amount of nicknames in the entire league, and that was Shaq. The rest
Oh
is
yeah.
history there. No one's gonna ever replace him. But obviously, the fun parts about having a team like that is getting creative with the nickname. So I anticipate hearing a bunch of different ones. I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, they got Wesley Snipes too, and with the whole arrow launching. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, we could talk about Wesley as for himself as well. His scoring, he's picked it up a little bit more. He looks a little bit better. I feel like maybe the Lakers gave him a few games off. He looks healthier. He seems like he's got his legs more under him. I'd love to see him get a little bit more aggressive, help out the bench more. I think because essentially that's where his role has been. Be on the bench, be aggressive, and essentially be that Danny Green that we thought we were gonna have last year. Bring out that energy, man, and don't be afraid to shoot.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Aaron, but I would
Yeah,
say those exact words to KCP. I feel like he's
yeah,
definitely been a lot stronger and he's been playing with more confidence. And I want him to also be that. Well, he's not Danny Green, but I want him to be the KCP we had last year and shoot those threes with confidence and make those in because that's what we need too. And KCP is very good at the corner, and I can see that every time he makes a shot, he feels happy with himself. And I noticed that last game, every time he was missing the 3-pointer, he would learn from it and he'd actually drive the ball in. The Lakers would actually they've been driving the ball in more than shooting 3-pointers, and that makes me very happy. I'm like, yay, they're finally learning from their mistakes. Yay.
honestly though, I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. KCP obviously has been going through his shooting slumps. People obviously said, well, if you're going through a slump, oh well, let's just trade him. That's the easiest option. No, you don't trade somebody just because they go through a slump. I mean, obviously, for a second, Danny Green was obviously talked about that way last year as well. Other players were talked about it. I mean, Caruso went through a slump as well this year. I think he's the only guy that actually went through a slump, and he's still, obviously, he's always going to be loved by Laker fans, just because of who he is and obviously what he brings to this team. But I mean, he went through a slump as well. Nobody talked about trading him. You just got to be equal. It's part of basketball. You're not gonna essentially shoot like Curry every night. I mean, even Curry is human. He has his bad games too, and he's human where he doesn't drop 40 something points for that game and have like a 15 for 10, 15 out of 10 shooting or something. So
Yeah.
he's got, everybody has it, and it's part of the game. It's just part of the league.
Yeah, you're gonna have your good games, you're gonna have your bad games. The one thing I feel like Laker fans need to realize is that just because you have a bad game, it doesn't mean that we need to get rid of players. I think we have a pretty solid team for the most part. We just need to play consistent. We need to have a better hold on our ball, and we need to be aggressive and drive it in instead of just shooting threes all the time. And that's, if we do that, we're good. Like you said, Aaron.
Yeah, I think honestly though, I think you're gonna see it more tonight. I think the Lakers, I'm calling it right now. I think obviously first possession of the game, you're gonna see them go in the hole, go to the hole, drive to the basket. Just be aggressive there. Your 3-pointers haven't been falling, so go to the paint. That's old school basketball. That's more of like, some teams like to do it still. I get it. People say, well, that's not part of the league anymore. That's not how things are. It's very 3-point based. But look, if you're going to keep chucking them up and you're not going, and you miss like the last 3 straight threes in a row that you've missed, well, how is that going to help? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not gonna help. So go to the paint. Just be aggressive. Bring that old school basketball back. I feel like that's what Drummond's going to do. I feel like that's a big reason why we got him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that tonight. And there's definitely going to be a huge difference, a good difference, and crossing my fingers that we get this W tonight.
I got the Lakers winning. I got Lakers winning by 5 tonight. Close game tonight.
By 5.
Lakers
I
winning by 5.
I say by 1 or 2.
A 1 or 2. Okay, you're cutting it really close.
It's the
So
Bucks. I don't doubt them.
yeah, me either. All right, that's gonna do it for us for Lakers Live pregame show. Shout out to people in the comments. Shout out to everybody that was watching on any of our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Shout out to Brazil.
Shout out to Brazil as well. For Medina, Manny, and I'm Aaron. Catch you guys tonight for post-game show. Might be around the NBA. Stay tuned. Make sure you're following our Twitter accounts and Facebook accounts, and you will find out what time the show will be. Till then, enjoy the game, guys, and we'll catch you later.